I need you to answer something.
Okay.
What kind of answer are you looking for history and management?
Okay, do you start studying this?
Okay. Oh, do you have like an example?
This is one that Ms. Tabor filled out utilizing money that's in the document. She wrote down the text where she found it.
Okay.
So what kind of information she got.
All right, that helps a lot. Thank you.
Okay, so as you can see, this is recording. And then I'm going to move this down here. All right, according to the calendar in StudyWiz, it should be over here. Look at that. So today, I'm assigning the 21st Century interview. It is due next Monday. So if you would join me in Google Drive, you'll notice that in the Business English folder, there is a new folder called 21st Century, WMMC question mark, and GWTW. And in there are 3 subfolders. Go into the 21st Century interview subfolder, please. And Mark, the only problem with you sitting over there is I can't see where you are. Are you with me here? Did you find it?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. We're going to go into this right here, the actual assignment itself. Wait for it to finish loading. All right, so your 21st century assignment. So welcome to the 21st century. Technology is all around everyone every day to the point that it seems that one cannot get away from it ever. With this in mind, we move on to the next element of our final portfolio. For the past week or so, you've been looking at various tools to prepare job seekers to find a new job, from researching a company to putting together a resume, from preparing for that all-important interview to actually interviewing. So for this next assignment, the 21st century interview, you are going to pull together all of the information that we've covered thus far and put it to use. This assignment is to be taken seriously, as you'll be graded on how well you incorporate all of this information into your final product. I've put a handout in the Business English Learn Space that has many of the websites from which I pulled videos and handouts. You might want to review them for the 21st century product. So here's your scenario, because you always have to have a scenario. So the 21st century has brought with it a high desire for companies to, quote, go green, unquote. This means that companies are trying to reduce the amount of paper and printer toner that they not only use, but they actually handle on a daily basis. In this assignment, you are going to go green and produce an electronic resume and interview. This will be your only means of introducing yourself and convincing the company that you are the best candidate for the job. In other words, you are conducting an interview as if you're in a Skype video conference, but obviously you're only one half of it. So your assignment. You have a minimum of 5 minutes to apply for a job, which means that your video will be how long? At least 5 minutes, yeah. Gee, it was a hard question. You'll perform a one-way interview/answer session where you will address each of the questions listed in the 21st century interview questions section. So read each of the 9 job postings that are in the 21st century interview. It's actually it's all in the same place. It's no longer in StudyWiz, it's in Google. You're going to decide and sign up for which job you're going to interview for. I just finished making that sign-up sheet as you guys were walking in. Research the company that you're going to be interviewing with. You're going to read over each of the interview questions and prepare your answers. Scroll down. So you need to rehearse your answers or responses enough times that you no longer need to read, but can instead freely answer questions, remembering most or all of the points that you want to make for each. You are to dress the part of the interview from the waist up, unless you plan to walk in and therefore then your pants need to be adjusted to be fitting. Gentlemen, this means dress for an interview. Nice shirt and jacket. A tie would be best. Ladies, a business blouse, dress, conservative jewelry, and makeup. Everyone, your hair should be neat, so no bedhead. You are going to videotape the entire interview. You will need to begin the interview by somehow noting which job you're applying for. So you come up with how you will do this. You are to answer all of the 21st century interview questions, and you are to figure out a way to gracefully end the interview. Time, you are to take minimum of 5 minutes, maximum of 15 minutes. Yes, your interview must be within this time frame. Media, so your final product will be submitted as a Google video. So you can either use a digital video camera or photo booth on your laptop to videotape your interview. Your raw interview will be imported into iMovie. Once it's in iMovie, you can add question cards, and I'll show you what I mean, if needed. You are to share it as a QuickTime video, then upload this video into your Business English folder on your Google Drive. What's so funny? I'm even yelling at you when there's only a few people here. Stop. Let's see. Then you're going to submit your 21st century interview video and you are to save it with that name. If it's not that name, you lose points. So it's your last name dash 21st century interview video via the Google Unit 21 21st century interview assignment tracker. Scroll down. How are you going to be graded? Your success will be determined by whether you're hired, whether you're considered but not hired, or if you're rejected right off. So if you want to be hired, you will have earned an A on the assignment. If you are considered, you will earn a C on the assignment. If you are rejected, you will earn a D on this assignment, and didn't bother to apply means that you've received an F on the assignment. So it's A, C, D, or F. There's no B. That was very quick. There's no B. A, C, D, or F. Where do I expect everybody to be?
A and C.
In the A. I'm expecting everybody in the A.
Well, what if we are on the B line? Like, how does that go? Do you go lower or higher?
Depends how you've presented yourself. Did you dress the part? Did you have good eye contact? Did you listen to some of those tips that I gave? Well, you can reread it then. Points possible. As I've removed about 11, actually it's closer to 15 letters and envelopes from your final portfolio, the assignment is worth a total of 150 points. Huge. Therefore, this one assignment will count for about 1/3 or 33% of your marking period, your 4th marking period grade. So possible methods to use while filming your interview, or figure out one of your own. You can have somebody off camera ask you the questions while you videotape your interview. So Mark could be in the camera's lens, but Mrs. Bonner is off screen and ask the questions. Or you could begin your answer by including the question in your answer. In other words, Nick might say, so if the question is, what is your marital status? Nick might say, you've inquired about my marital status, and go on to answer it from there. And the third option that you have is you could have the question typed on a sheet of paper, held it up, or you could introduce a screenshot of it either in Word or in PowerPoint and have that show for the camera, okay? You'll be answering specific questions during your 21st century interview, and you'll find the list of questions in the Unit 21 folder. Okay so far? Yes? So far? Okay. So this is just the assignment, so I'm going to close this.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yes, it is. That's why you have a week to do it. Okay, so that's the assignment. The next document down are the questions, so please open that up.
First period.
with this open, it says, top thing it says, make a copy of this document and save it into your Business English Unit 21 folder as your last name dash 21st Century Interview Q&A. Do that right now, please. That way you have a copy that you can start answering the questions.
Don't we have a round of questions? Or just-
No, you're just going to answer these 10 questions. Now, at the end of every interview, it's always good to have a question or two to ask the interviewer. I can't remember off the top of my head. We'll see in a second if that is one of the things in here. But if you want to add that, that's fine at the end. Okay, so you should have made the copy and saved it into your Business English folder as your last name, 21st Century Interview Q&A. So below are the 10 interview questions that you are to answer in your 21st Century interview. Enter, by typing, your answers next to the provided answer spots, noted by the A below each question. Like that A for answer? You're going to submit your completed 21st Century Interview Q&A form to the 21st Century Interview Assignment Tracker with your video. Remember to take this seriously, as this will be factored into your grade. So your questions, your first one, so tell me about yourself. Okay, so you're just going to, how would you answer that? And you're just going to type it there at the A. The second question the interviewer wants answered is, why should I consider you a strong applicant for the job? Again, type your answer in here. Third, what are your biggest weaknesses as an employee, and what do you plan to do to correct them? 4, what interests you most about this position? So you got to know about that position, and you got to know about that company. Number 5, do you have any children? If no, when do you think that you'll be starting a family? Josh, is this a legal question to ask?
Doesn't it depend? Or okay, no.
No, it is not. It is illegal for them to ask about your children, to ask about your marital status. Might they ask anyway? Yeah. And if you look at them and go, well, that's an illegal question, what could their response be? Yeah. Thank you for your time. The interview is now over. So you have to figure out a tactful way to either answer this or to get around answering it.
I don't
So this
know.
is...
You can say something like, you say something like, I try to keep my work and private life separate. That word.
How do you think a possible interviewer would receive that?
I just don't.
No, that wouldn't be a good way to do
I just
it.
straight up with them. I don't know, my own story.
And that might be your answer then. Okay, so you need to figure out how to answer that question. Number 6, how much do you know about our company? An answer like a lot doesn't count. This question, what you need to get into your brain is these questions are trying to get at something. So this question is getting at, what do you know about this company? So come up with 2 or 3 points to tell them about. There's a really great commercial out there right now, and I forget what it is. There's a white guy and a white lady. They're semi-older. And they're sitting at an interview table interviewing a young Asian woman. And they say, basically, well, why should we hire you? And she says, well, I noticed that your blah, blah, blah is too high and your blah, blah, blah is too low. And she mentions like 3 or 4 things, and then the camera turns back on them, and they're just totally blown away and kind of, okay, so when can you start? Because she did her homework, and that's what you should always do before going in for an interview. So that's what this question number 6 is getting at. Do you know much about our company? Wow them. Yep, this is what I know. These are the products, you're about to launch this idea, whatever it is that you can find. Number 7, are you willing to relocate? You live right now in Biglerville. What if I want to send you over to Michigan? Would you go? How would you answer that? And it should not just be a simple yes, no. There should be some explanation or some furthering beyond just yes, no. Because if it's just yes, no, that's the end of that question and they're moving on. And you don't have a chance to prove that you would be the best candidate regardless of what your answer is. Okay, so number 8, is there anything else that I should know about you?
I have a pot addiction.
That would be a bad thing. Number 9, there you go, Josh. Number 9, do you have any questions? So this is that excellent spot to ask your 2 or 3 questions that you have pre-selected, pre-figured out that you want to know about this company. Because if you're going to spend the next 5 years working for this company, you want to make sure that it's a company that you want to work for and that they're doing things that you want to do. And number 10, if you are chosen for this position, when would you be able to start? Now, if you're currently employed, what should your answer be? When can you start?
I can start tomorrow.
Really? So you're just going to give your current employer, you're going to thumb your nose at them and say, I quit and start tomorrow?
Exactly.
In a couple
Great.
weeks.
And so what does that tell me about the kind of employee you are?
Great employee.
No,
Will
because
it
you may
drop
turn around,
anything? No.
you may turn around and do that to me for the next job opening.
Oh,
So
I was
what
like,
should you do?
I can start sometime next week.
Theoretically, it should be 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yep. Should always be 2 weeks' notice. Okay? So those are your 10 questions. So again, you're going to type in your answers where the A for answer is. All right, I'm going to close this document.
Right.
Back to that 21st century interview. We're going to jump over this one. We're going to go back to the sign-up sheet in a minute. So the assignment tracker, you will notice, let me go to the live form.
That's all it is.
Just relax, Nick. Stick with me, okay?
I think I went to the wrong thing.
Okay, so the 21st century tracker, you'll notice, looks just like the others, but notice under assignment title, you only have the video to choose from. And under the second assignment title, that's where you're going to upload your 21st century Q&A. So I want your answers. I want to see what your answers were, and just in case I can't understand you for some strange reason, I have it there typed up for me. Okay, so each of those gets the link. So I'm going to close that again. So that's the assignment tracker. Okay, the interview website links. This is just a resource for you on interviewing and resume tips and tricks. This first one is from Colorado State University. It's full of videos that might help you. So I'm not going to read each of these, but each of these websites will give you some helpful hints. Some you have to read, most of them YouTube. Guess what they are? YouTube's. Some videos for you. Okay, so that's that one. The website links is just a resource for you. Under here, you'll see a lot of PDFs. These are the actual job openings that you will be applying for one of them. So I'll just go to Bath & Body Works. Why not? So when I click on Bath & Body Works,
I was totally just thinking about calling them. Kidding.
this will list, this is an actual ad, a job posting that I found out on monster.com. They were looking for somebody in the Harrisburg area. They were looking at Colonial Park, actually. Okay, so that you're going to read over what they're looking for, and you're going to try to tailor yourself to meet their needs. Okay, am I looking for a resume for this assignment? No, I'm looking for the actual interview. Presumably, you've already sent in your cover letter and your resume, which is why you're getting the nod for an interview. Okay, so if I look over these, there's a pet care center, Bath & Body Works. There's Camping World. They're looking for RV, body paint, and collision tech. Chili's Restaurant is looking for a manager. The Dollar Store is looking for a store manager in training. England is looking for a truck driver. They are offering CDL training in case you need it. Hershey is looking for a senior application analyst programming. Kaplan University is looking for an admissions representative. Progressive, car insurance, is looking for a claims adjuster trainee. Property management is looking for a maintenance superintendent. And finally, Southside Place Animal Hospital is looking for a vet technician, somebody who likes to work with animals.
Call maintenance.
Okay, so now that, look through them before you just decide to sign up. Right here is the 21st Century Interview sign-up sheet. All I am looking for, I have to change this. So you have your name. So if Tatiana decides she wants Bath & Body Works, she would just simply click here and write Bath & Body Works. okay? I'm just simply looking for which of the job openings are you going to be applying for? Any questions? All right.